I'm Don McCoy from Rhinohide Canopies. Today we're going to be installing our stationary model on a Hustler Fast Track zero turn mower. And we want to make sure that we've got the machine on some level surface. And if your unit has a hinge, make sure that that's very, very tight to get all the play out.
What you will want to consider first is where you would like your shell to install relative to your ROPS top. This will be the deciding factor in which mode your brackets will attach to the ROPS legs. The Hustler ROPS has a slightly forward slope, which is perfect for what the owner wants, and that is that the canopy shell be positioned as far back as possible. We will accomplish this by mounting our brackets in the Mode C position. This is where the bracket attaches to the back of the ROPS leg with the bracket ear looking backward. He also wants the canopy shell to be as low as possible, so we will mount the struts very close to the top of the ROPS. We would use Mode C for any ROPS slope that was straight up to severely pitched forward. A hint before we start. Some folks are confused that the bracket has 2 3/8 holes in the ear. You only use the top hole. The bottom hole is never used. It is only there so that the bracket works on either side. Mode A. Your bracket is against the ROPS back with the ear looking forward. This will result in the shell back being just over the ROPS back or slightly in front. It's probably the most common tractor position. Mode B is where the bracket is against the front of the ROPS leg with the ear looking forward. This will result in the shell being just in front of the ROPS or to about 7 inches in front. Primarily used when ROPS lean is approximately between 15 degrees forward or back. This mode will give more clearance for the easy knobs. Mode C, this is where the bracket is against the back of the ROPS with the ear looking backwards. It's used when the ROPS lean forward a lot or when ROPS are straight up to slightly forward to install the shell in the max back position. Note the struts will go over the top of the ROPS, which could make your install too high if you have higher than a normal ROPS. What I did first was clamp a straight edge across the back of both ROPS legs. I determined this position by attaching a strut on the bracket in the top hole with a 3/8 bolt. This gave me a close approximation of where to clamp the straight edge on the ROPS. Then you measure down from the ROPS top to make the straight edge parallel to the top. This put both brackets in perfect alignment. Attach the bracket with a U-bolt, lock washers, and nuts. We put a piece of screen wire between the bracket and the leg so that these slick surfaces won't slide. We now want to put the strut in a level position and use a clamp to keep the strut from moving. I'm making sure the strut is very tight. I don't want it moving while I'm drilling my final position 1/4 inch hole through the bracket. Now we take a sharp 1/4 inch drill and using the 1/4 inch hole in the bottom of the strut, we mark a starter point to drill through the bracket. Take a smaller drill and drill a starter hole through, then use your 1/4 inch drill to finish the hole. put a 1/4-inch bolt with 2 flat washers and a lock nut on. Tighten everything securely, just don't break the grade 5 bolts off. Then repeat the other side, which will be exactly as this side. Okay, we are now ready to attach the shell to the struts. Notice that you have several inches of adjustment possible as you desire. It's good to put a couple of clamps on to secure the position while you're drilling the 3/8 holes in the shell using the strut holes as guides. It is best to put a 1/4-inch bolt in as you go. I put the bolt up through from the bottom with a 1/4-inch washer, then the large fender washer and nut on top. Just a snug tight is fine. Don't over tighten. Be sure before you clamp and drill that you've measured in from both sides of the shell into the struts so that you get it perfectly centered. Well, the Hustler project with the Rhinohide canopy is done, and the new owner is mighty pleased with the outcome. Well, it's time to put her to work now.